hustling. Yeah, basically looking down the road.
Sure.
Don't just ever get comfortable doing what you're doing. Always expect that what you're doing could stop at any time. So make sure you've got some other things happening in case that happens.
Okay. Is it important to do things you don't want to do?
So a job, a thing, a musical situation must have one of three things. I wouldn't know how to answer.
It sounds going to be easy, but actually...
What do you think, Kat? What's the... Kat going to answer? Hey.
Thanks for sitting down with me.
It's all right, you're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's we're here in sunny Croatia.
Yes, stunning.
Sweating our socks off.
Yeah, it's a bit warm, but
just a little bit. But we're here to talk about you.
Okay.
So
why would you want to do that?
I still haven't figured that out yet, to be honest. But I'd love to know a little bit about how you started in the music game, and just, I guess, not just how you started, but how much time sort of took between your starting point and then breaking through into flowing music in the industry, so on and so forth.
Right. So I began playing when I was 7 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I very quickly realised that I left home at 17, got a job working in a factory, but all I ever wanted to do was play the guitar.
Yeah.
And in particular, all I ever wanted to do, when I realised what a session musician was, that's all I wanted to be, was a session musician. So I got a job when I left home. I had a flat that I was renting, and I very quickly realised that unless I changed that situation very quickly, I was going to get stuck in a job.
Yeah.
So I started teaching guitar a lot, and then just picked up gigs in London with a view to just sort of meeting other musicians and getting involved in that way. And it took a long time before I got my first. Yeah, it was just doing lots and lots of just pick up band gigs in town. Sure. I don't live in London, I live in Cambridge. Okay. So I used to sort of travel in and pretend that I lived in London. I used to sort of lie, basically, that I lived in London. And then until I sort of met some musicians, and it, one musician leads to another couple of musicians, and you end up sort of networking, but I don't really like that networky hustle thing. Sure. But it was just being around a lot, and I think my first proper tour, the first time I went away with an artist was with a female jazz saxophonist called Anita Carmichael. We went to Germany to do a jazz festival. So I was probably 22, 23 at that time. So it took a while. Yeah. And meeting the people in that band, I met other people in other bands, and then started to audition for acts until I think my first proper signed gig was with a band called the Pasadenas. Okay. Yeah. So I can't remember what age that I was then, but it wasn't a quick.
No, it wasn't
journey.
A quick transition. No. So why did you keep at it? It seems it took so long.
Because I've never ever wanted to do anything else.
Yeah.
And I just love being a musician. To the point that I do a lot of things, especially in today's age, a lot of the work I do is so I can continue being a musician, so I can continue being a guitar player. Yep. So a lot of stuff I do is to maintain the thing that I can just pick up my guitar every day. Yeah. So, that's all I ever wanted to be, really, was a guitar player and a session musician.
And essentially that sort of worked out for you quite nicely.
Yeah. I mean, the session industry that I thought I was entering into, by the time I was of age to get involved in it, it wasn't really there anymore. Yeah. I didn't know that, but but with these things, you know, everything changes, and everyone's had to diversify through the years. So I think that's what I learned quickly is, you know, never have one master.
Yes.
Do lots of different things. You know, that means teaching, sessions, touring, writing, gear demos.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many branches to being a musician these days. Yeah.
Along the journey, before you sort of broke through in the industry, before you start having these regular gigs, before Jamiroquai and all of these bands, was there any single bit of information or a person even, or was there an event that sort of, had you not had that experience or that piece of information or that wisdom, you may not have necessarily gone on the journey?
It was probably not someone musical that taught me that. It was probably my parents that taught me. My dad was always a hustler. He was always doing a job, but keeping his eye looking down the road, going, this job's not going to last this long. I'm going to need to jump at this point. So he was good at looking and hustling. Yeah, basically looking down the road. Don't just ever get comfortable doing what you're doing. Always expect that what you're doing can stop at any time. So make sure you've got some other things happening in case that happens. Okay. So yeah, that's what I probably learned from doing. And also, you know, just try and be as professional as possible. You know, if you say you can do something, I mean, one of my probably biggest things is I say yes to most things if I want to do them. Stupidly on my part, business-wise, I'll say yes before I even know what it pays most of the time. Because I usually, if it's a good musical situation with good people, I just want to do it.
You just want to get involved. Sure.
And I always think of that as, you never know who might be on that gig and what it might lead to. I'm having to learn from that a bit, not to just, because you can only be in one place at once, you know. So,
and I guess that sort of leads me on to my next question. You were talking about hustling. It's the name of the series, Harmony and Hustle, and you didn't actually know that.
Oh right, I didn't know that at all.
So that works out.
Okay.
You were talking about hustling, and how have you sort of diversified, again, sort of pre-Jamiroquai, but how have you diversified yourself and created different avenues? You mentioned being involved in different bands, getting involved in different things, but is it all just guitar, or has there any other way that you've diversified?
It's all been guitar based. I did produce for a little while. I didn't really enjoy that much. Producing for a major label, I just didn't like that feeling of making a record that you're having to then, especially with a major label, having to jump through hoops to make it what they want it to be. And I found that I was just happiest playing the guitar. Yeah. And writing. I love writing music as well, but you know, producing a whole album with that much pressure made me realize I did it once and I didn't enjoy it. And the album actually was quite a successful record, but I just was like, it's not my. I don't have the mental capacity to deal with those types of people. I'm all right being in service to those types of people, but when I'm having to navigate what it is they want for their job description and their career, I'm like, I'll play on it, you know. Sure. So everything I've done is, I think one of the things I adapted to very early on, really early on, back in almost, as soon as I realised you could record at home and get a computer and record at home, I saw the opportunity of, I can do sessions at home. People are going to ask me to play on things and I'll play on them and send them off. Yeah. And I adapted to that probably around 2003. Okay. And that now is how I do 99% of my sessions. And fair. Luckily I've got some clients that I work with where the trust is built up enough that they can just send me things, I can play on them. We can to and fro a little bit, but most of my work is done on my own in my studio at home.
Where you're most comfortable.
Well, I'm just used to it. I'm just used to. I got used to was always used to being in a room with a producer or an artist and them telling me what they wanted, and then I had to sort of adapt, like we all have to now, to just self-producing, and then sending it off and not getting a reply. You never know whether they like it. The only way you know whether they like it is if you look in your account, you've been paid, and whether they then contact you again.
Yeah.
So I just learned to adapt to that. So I was quite quick to jump on that.
Is it important to do things you don't want to do?
So a job, a thing, a musical situation must have one of three things. Must have, one of them is good music. 2 is great people to play with and work with. Or 3, good money. Right? So if the money's good but the music's terrible, I'll probably do it. If the money's terrible but the music's amazing, I'll probably do it. As long as it's got one of those 3 things, I'm interested. If it doesn't have any of them, that's when I
Not getting robbed if you haven't got those 3 things.
No, it's just I've done that before. Eventually you can be a busy fool, and you can be running yourself out and spreading yourself too thinly, and then if you're committing to something that you're not particularly enjoying and something else comes along that you really want to do, you can't just leave the thing you're not enjoying, and you can't let people down. So it's got to have one of those 3 things for me to want to do it.
Okay.
And I know it sounds very sort of materialistic. If the money's good but the music's terrible, still got bills to pay.
Yes, of course.
And that's it's I have to do that. And if I don't do that, what that allows me to do, if the music's not amazing and the money's great, that allows me the freedom to go and do something that's not paying it ever so well, that I can really enjoy.
Subsidizes that, sure.
I think you're successful. Equating success and I feel successful because I get to play my guitar every day, not because I earn X amount. I feel successful because I get to do something I love.
Yeah.
I know that sounds a bit pompous maybe, but that's how I feel about it, really.
That's why a lot of us get into it.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to play with you. Do you know what I mean? In Croatia.
Likewise.
I'm fortunate enough to play on a regular basis, and I've done IT in the past. I've put my skills into other areas, and there are potentially other things that I could do, but fundamentally, the saxophone's not a blag. That I could do confidently. I'll give you a straight answer. I'll say it straight up. I can do that. And being able to do that and then being able to earn along the way, man, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But you're making that happen. You're choosing that, because that playing the sax and playing music is what makes you happy.
It does.
And always choose happiness. Always choose happiness.
On that note, so you mentioned you working with good people.
Yeah.
What makes a musician likable versus unlikable?
Oh, I don't think there's anyone unlikable. I don't know. You meet a lot of. I've played with amazing musicians, amazing, incredible musicians that have got amazingly huge egos, and that can be quite hard work sometimes. Sure. So, playing with nice people, and they're amazing as well. Yes, it's sometimes, the higher the gig, sometimes the bigger the gig, the much more pressure there is. It's swings and roundabouts. You got. I mean, unlikable. There's not been too many people that are really unbearable that I've worked with.
That's good.
Not that I've not been able to manage. I've done some gigs where it's been very short, where I'm like, I can imagine I couldn't do too much of this. Short stints with people, like you're just sitting in for 2 nights or something, and you go, I don't want to be around this energy or this this sort of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
And actually, sometimes the tension in a room I quite enjoy. Sometimes it doesn't bother me.
Right.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
And I actually believe that sometimes great music comes from tension. It doesn't always have to be smiles and everyone's smiling and having a great time. Sometimes it's a bit of weirdness can.
Well, I mean, literally, the tension on your guitar strings is what creates the sound. So.
Well, yeah. Yeah, when you're playing the wrong note and then someone's turning around and scowling at you, then that's the tension, you know.
Yeah, you learn.
I've had plenty of that. Yeah. But it's not all got to be amazing. It's the tension, you know. Some of the best music we ever listen to comes from strife and trauma and
the blues
and the blues. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not all, you know, it's not all puppies and and candy floss. It's
sometimes it's the down and dirty
fists and, you know, and words and horrible stuff, you know, which I don't mind as long as the music comes out good. If it's a horrible experience, you go, oh, this, yeah. If you shudder when you think about it, then you know that that's not a good experience. But sometimes when the music's good, you go, yes, that was worth it.
Yeah. I'm only going to ask you 2 more questions because you've had an hour's sleep in 2 days.
An hour's sleep in, I slept a little bit on the plane, but I'm all right.
So we'll keep it stum. But I'll be remiss. Is that the word? I don't know. I'll be remiss if I don't ask you about your experience with Jamiroquai, and not even just Jamiroquai, but some of the bigger bands that you've done. And I guess my question is, you said your whole life this is what you've wanted to do. So we fast forward about 70 years, and fast forward a few years.
Damn right.
And this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Essentially, where the dream is concerned, the dream has been realized.
Yeah.
Is it what you dreamed it would be?
No. No. Nothing I've done, because usually by the time I've achieved something, I'm not looking at that anymore. I'm looking at something more. Not more, I don't mean more like I'm just looking at the next thing. So some of the things I do, it's not until after I've done it, I go, oh, geez, I did that.
Yeah.
I kind of take it at the time, but you're too busy doing it. So it's, you know, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be on Top of the Pops. That's what I thought. You know, do you remember Top of the Pops?
I remember, I was only a wee little baby.
Yeah, it's not around anymore, which is a big shame. It used to be a highlight of the week for musicians, but I always wanted to be on Top of the Pops. Yeah. That's what I thought. I thought if you're on Top of the Pops, you've landed, you've made it. I was on Top of the Pops, and the next day I remember feeling really underwhelmed, like, oh,
is that it?
That's it.
Wow,
that's it. It's not what you think it is, you know, and then that really makes you get put in check. What is it I actually want to be doing this for? Is it for that? Is it for recognition? No, it's for me personally. It's not. It's not really recognition. It's so I can play music. I like playing music. I like being in a studio and solving a problem musically and doing a gig and having fun and playing music. You know, I love gigging. I love being in the studio.
Yeah.
And you know, last year, people are talking about how difficult it is in the music industry now. And it is. But last year, I was lucky enough to do 110 gigs. Now, that's more than I would usually be doing. There's more and more gigs happening if you choose, if you find them, you know. I'm very fortunate to play with people like yourself and, you know, and Ryan and Susie we work with, and you know, and the other bands that I play with. I just like playing. I look forward to having a gig, whereas a lot of people go, "Oh, I don't want gigging." And I know I'm not going to be able to do this forever, but I really enjoy it.
You enjoy it, and your gigs offer one of 3 things.
Yes.
And as long as they're doing that, we're just going to keep going with it.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
I want to leave you with one more question. It's what I end all my interviews with. What is the single most valuable thought you have, an opinion you have on yourself?
Oh, hang on. Let me think about that. Opinion on of myself.
Of yourself. What's the single most important opinion you have of yourself?
That's I don't know how to. Don't know. I wouldn't know how to answer.
It sounds going to be easy, but actually,
What do you think, Kat? What's the Kat going to answer? Opinion of myself.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that.
Right. Yeah.
Without, I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I won't give you any hints.
Go on.
But I'll tell you, I've had some opinions of myself that haven't been valuable at all. Right.
Okay.
So I'll go back to a gig I did in. It wasn't even a gig. It was a jam session in the Troy Bar.
Okay.
East London, the Shoreditch.
Mm-hmm.
And this was early in my playing days. And I remember, it's just a jam, an open jam. Everybody gets up, everybody plays, right?
Yeah.
So I got on the stage. It's a pretty renowned jazz jam in London. And I'm playing next to 3 other horn players. And the band are just, raging. The band are doing amazing. It's a great track. All the other horn players go first. And their jazz theory is just like, they're churning out lines.
Banging,
And after every player, like the anxiety hits me a little bit more and more until it's my turn.
Yeah.
And I've got a gospel background
Yeah.
in music. So I've grown up in the church, and my music is very kind of free-flowing, and it's ad-libby, and it's sort of, it's how you feel it. It's all inspiration. So when I solo, it in my head, it pales in comparison to the lines that I give it.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same thing as what they're doing. It's not jazzing, inverted commas. And at that moment, I thought, I need to study. And I went to the toilet, stood by the urinal, getting really, into it now. And I'm just there having a piss, thinking, wow, I've just really messed this up. And the guy comes into the toilet and he's like, oh, you were the sax player who was on. Yeah. He's like, oh, don't want to know about all that jazz faff. What you did, mate, oh, that was original. I want that originality.
Yeah.
And what stuck with me is, I play original. My thing is original. It's not churn. And that has sort of stayed with me.
Yeah. Okay. In that way, I never think of chops or anything when I'm playing. Yeah. My main ethos is, and I know this isn't a word to describe my opinion, but what I'm always trying to do is, and I know it's going to sound corny but what I'm always trying to do, whether I achieve it or not, is I'm trying to make it sound better. Yeah. Whether that's by not playing, or by playing something more or playing something less. That's what my aim is to. So when I'm on a session, I'm listening to, how can I make this better? Yeah. How can I help this?
That's good.
But that's not an opinion. But that's what I feel that my job is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
You might hear me play something and go, "You're full of shit, Rob. That wasn't. You're just playing over everything." But but that's when I think about it and ground myself. That's my intention is. Sure. How do I help in this situation?
How do you improve it?
Someone wants guitar on a track. If I don't hear anything, I'm like, well, what have you? Because sometimes you don't. Yeah. I don't know what do you want me to do? Yeah. What is it you're after? And I'm up for trying anything. Yeah. I'm up for experimenting. I'm up for just tell me what to play. Here's an idea. If you don't like it, here's another idea. If you don't like it, maybe someone else is the guy to do it or the girl to do it. I just want to help the thing get done and hopefully end up on the record. Yeah. And I love being on records. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't ever listen to them. I love the fact, I've actually played on a lot more records than I actually thought of. I had someone send me over a thing the other day of how many things I've played on.
Great.
And
that's fun.
I had no idea. And that it's not a flex in any way, but I've been doing it a long time. And I played on a lot of things that I had no idea. Yeah.
Well, on the record, thanks for doing this, man.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, get some rest.
Let's go sunbathe.
Shall we? Yeah, who needs sleep?
I'm going to go and sleep.
You should. You absolutely should. Look at that. Gorgeous.
I know.